Do you want flavor or do you want fuel? This is a thing that I challenge a lot of new clients that come on when they're getting used to the different foods and the simplicity of it and the repetition of getting better at optimizing a simple meal plan. And usually a couple of weeks in, some people as quick as a week in are asking for a menu change. And here's what I do. I push back and say, no, we're not gonna make a menu change unless you absolutely can't deal with something. You've been eating for flavor for all these years. The body that you're in has come from you chasing flavor. We are in a position now in the relationship that you have hired me to teach you how to get that weight off. And there is no way around it. You're gonna compromise flavor because the stuff you've been eating is full of fat, salt, sugar. Those things trick your brain into thinking you want more. So you can't control your ability to eat small portions, right? 500 calories of bad food is 2 little Snicker bars. 500 calories of good food is a big effing plate of rice, of chicken, of beef, of green beans, of a vegetable, right? So a lot of people are always saying, one, it's a lot of food. Of course, because good calories are a big portion of food. Bad calories are small portions. That's number one. Number two, those foods are designed to play with your brain, right? They have a perfect balance between salt and sugar and fat that allows you to consume more of that trash. So when you come on, you start eating good food. The good food is one, gonna give you more portion, right? So you're gonna be able to eat more and lose more weight, which doesn't make sense to a lot of people, but that's the fact. And then the second piece is, you have to have a change in perspective. You have to stop eating for flavor. Flavor is what got you in trouble in the first place. You have to start eating for fuel. You're at a stage now where you're asking your body to do something that it has not done before, which is change the body composition. To change the body composition, you have to change the mind. The mind has to understand this food is only fuel, and it has to be palatable. And once I can understand through a 2 or 3 week cycle that this food was actually starting to change my body, then it becomes more flavorful. Then it becomes more enjoyable. Yes, we can add things like salt. We start to appreciate the simplicity of just salt and pepper, right? And low sodium seasonings. Every single client of mine, 3 weeks, 4 weeks in, once they get past that initial flavor, component, and they understand that this simplicity is bringing routine, bringing habit, bringing structure, removing decision fatigue, removing bloating, removing tiredness. All of that comes from shifting your perspective around food, which means it's not here to be the most flavorful thing. I love my food because of all the other things it does for me. But if you throw a Five Guys burger and some French fries in front of me, there's a part of my brain that says, man, I'd really love to get into that. But I absolutely know if I eat that, I'm gonna feel like shit a couple of hours later, the next day, and the next day, because of all the inflammation that's gonna go on in my body, all that peanut oil or canola oil that's just gonna wreak havoc on my system. But you don't know that because most of you guys are in the cycle of it, and you're so used to it. But once you come out of it and you start understanding it, wow, this food, I'm really starting to feel better, and I'm starting to look better, my skin's getting better, my sleep's getting better, my digestion's on point, then you're less willing to compromise that fuel, right, meal for a flavor meal. But that takes some time, right? So in the beginning, if you're watching this and you're on your journey, you're scared of starting a journey because you have to eat egg whites or you have to eat chicken breast. Trust me, it's just because your brain has told you that those things aren't good. But when you recognize that your mind is stronger than your feelings and you decide to make that decision for yourself, there is not one client after 30 days that is pushing back for a menu change because they're like, nah, man, I've gotten in a routine. I really like the way I feel. They almost get scared to change it because the new habit is set in, the new feeling, the new perspective around what food is for them. So think about that, guys. It's very important when you start a journey to change your perspective around what food is and why you're consuming it. And if you've hired me and you've made that investment, then you need to understand that food now is going to be fuel for you. It is not going to be flavor town here. We're not going on diners, drive-ins, and dives and trying new things every single day. Why? Because every single day, your stomach now has to figure out, what the F did he just give me? How do I break this down? How do I distribute it through the body? That's going to cause delay in digestion. That's probably going to cause some heartburn. And your body is now having to figure out what to do. But when you feed it the same foods every day, maybe you spice it up a little bit differently, then your body knows what to expect, what to do with it, how to distribute it. When it knows how to do that, now your body's working offense for you instead of defense, which it's been doing for so many years. So what got you to this place in the first place is bad decisions around your perspective around what food should be. Most people come into the program only eating 1 or 2 meals. They all say that. I barely eat. I only had 2 meals, a small one here. But then they start eating real food, and it quickly shifts their perspective around, damn, this is a lot of food. But they also recognize, damn, my stomach's flatter. I'm not bloated anymore. Actually, I'm sleeping better. You know what? My food's not coming up in the middle of the night anymore. Well, what do you want more? You want more flavor? Or do you want more of these symptoms that are causing havoc internally, creating this autoimmune response that is not good for you at this stage in life? When we're 20, we can throw that trash down our mouth and we can get over it quickly. When you're 30, 40, 50, we cannot, boys. So that's the fact. All right, so a lot of you guys that are on the journey, starting a journey or maybe thinking about a journey, it starts in the mind. We have to recognize our mind is stronger than our feelings, and we have to understand the perspective of food versus fuel.